We've just heard that former President Trump has been re-elected as President of the United States. There have been many elections across the world this year, but the US is important for South Africa specifically. They are a major trading partner and have an influence across the world. To help me unpack this topic, I have a guest today, and it's Prof Raymond Parsons of the Northwest University Business School. And Prof, I want to ask, what is your initial reaction?
Well, Waldo, you'll recall a saying of many decades ago that when the American economy sneezes, the rest of the world does catch a big cold. Well, we haven't had that for a long time, but I think perhaps we're there now with this big important change in the United States politics. Now, we're not concerned with their internal politics, but some of the policy stances which have been taken by this new president do concern issues of trade. He is wanting to put a 20% protective tariff on all imports and 60% on the Chinese imports. So whether we like it or not, we do substantial trade with the United States. And the big question must be, if that happens, how will that affect our trade with the United States? And in particular, in the future, will it make any difference given the fact that the White House is now in the hands of the Republicans? So is the Congress, it seems, in its totality. How will this affect our duty-free AGOA exports? So there are a number of question marks here which create risks in the immediate aftermath of the political changes in the United States.
Thank you, Prof. We're both interested in policy uncertainty, and like you said, if this happens, do you think the new re-elected President Trump is a cause of policy uncertainty?
Well, I've tried to make the point that what has happened now is that with a Trump presidency, you are exchanging what would have been a policy uncertainty under the alternative candidate with a Trump uncertainty, because although certain policy stances have been made by the new president, before he takes office, by the way, early next year, he's also very unpredictable. But I think it's no doubt that the message of the American electorate has been the US economy, which has been performing very well, as we know. But that's not what the person in the street has been feeling. And that's clearly been a part of the reaction in this whole election. So that's going to be a very high priority, that he's going to look at tariffs. He doesn't have to go to Congress for it. He can do it by executive order. So that's a big uncertainty. But that something will happen on the tariff front that we need to prepare ourselves for or try to negotiate. Remember also, at the end of the day, someone like President Trump has shown himself to be a transactional person. So maybe if we play our cards well and we have the right kind of economic diplomacy, we can still navigate our way out of this. But at the moment, there is some additional risk and uncertainty for South Africa's trade prospects with the United States until this matter is settled.
And getting to South Africa, what does it mean just beyond this initial week or two of uncertainty and the months until he takes office? Beyond that, how do you see the impact on interest rates and the exchange rate and trade, broadly speaking?
Well, I think there are some unintended consequences that might still arise. And look, we're all speculating in the immediate aftermath of this outcome. But clearly, although the Federal Reserve might still cut interest rates there by another 25 basis points, if the tariff story results in more inflation in the United States, you may see their interest rates come down slower or stay higher for longer. That will obviously affect South Africa's monetary policy and the pace at which we want to reduce interest rates. So I think those are issues we're going to have to watch, some of the ripple effects that will come from the financial markets until the dust has settled on these political changes in the United States.
Prof, the lessons. What are the lessons that we're drawing from this election, and how does it relate to South Africa?
I would say the most important point is that although we're spending today, and probably others will spend more days, talking about the implications, the important implications for the world and South Africa and for Africa of a renewed Trump presidency, I would say at the end of the day, our priority must be, as a government of national unity, to concentrate on the right domestic policies, implement the right domestic policies to strengthen our resilience, that we can deal with any bad news that comes from elsewhere, that we're not so dependent on the outcome of an election result somewhere else, that our house is in order in such a way that we will get the higher, inclusive, job-rich growth which the government of national unity has promised.
Prof Raymond, thank you very much. This was the Economics Weekly. If you enjoy this and you would like to listen to more of it, click, like, share, and engage with us on this platform. I'm Waldo Krugell, and well, next week we'll talk about more economics.